They said you can't. You said, watch me. Prove them wrong by succeeding silently. Every no fuels your next yes. When they doubt you, work harder. Turn their doubt into your drive. Let success make the noise. They laughed, then they'll clap later. Nothing is impossible when you refuse to give up. Prove it to yourself, not to them. Doubt kills more dreams than failure ever will. Be the reason they rethink what's possible. The best revenge is massive success. They said you couldn't, so you did. Every you can't becomes your motivation. Impossible is just an opinion. They doubted your wings. Now you fly. Silence their doubt with your results. You were born to break limits. They can't see your vision. That's fine. Your belief is stronger, than their doubt. Do it for the people who said you couldn't. You owe them nothing, only yourself. Everything. Keep going until the impossible becomes easy. They said you can't handle it. You showed them how. Don't argue, just rise. Let your success echo louder than their doubt. When they say you can't, whisper, watch me. You were underestimated. Perfect. Great things come from being told you can't. Use their doubt as your power source. You're not supposed to fit in. You're meant to stand out. They said it's impossible. You said, challenge accepted. Keep your head down and your dreams high. Every you can't is a stepping stone. You are what they thought you couldn't be. Don't just prove them wrong. Prove yourself right. You were made to defy the odds. They said, you're dreaming too big. You said, just big enough. The moment they doubt you, your story begins. Let their disbelief feed your determination. They said you'd fail. You said you'd try anyway. Turn every insult into an instruction. Let them doubt. You'll just keep building. They said you're too late. You said, I'm right on time. Nothing burns brighter than a soul on fire. They said you can't make it. You said, just wait. Every you can't is a dare in disguise. You're not stubborn. You're determined. They said it's too hard. You said, good. The more they doubt, the stronger you become. Be the proof that dreams do come true. They said you couldn't change. You did. You are not behind. You're in the making. They said it's impossible until you did it. Don't seek approval. Seek progress. You weren't built to break. Let their doubt be your background noise. Rise above every you can't. They said you're dreaming. You said, exactly. You are the comeback they never saw coming. They said you weren't enough. You became more. You were made for this moment. They said you're crazy. You said just visionary. Keep proving the impossible possible. They said stop dreaming. You said never. Work hard in silence. Shock them in public. They said you'll quit. You said, watch me finish. Every limit they set, break it. Be the storm they didn't prepare for. They said you don't have what it takes. You built it. Success is the loudest. I told you so. They sighed you, Ritu Young. You said, perfect time. They said you're too old. You said, never too late. Every step you take is proof of your power. They said you're not ready. You started anyway. Don't tell them your plans. Show them your results. They said, you can't lead. You led anyway. You were built from pressure and turned it into power. They said, no, you built your own door. You don't need their approval to be great. They said you can't rise again. You did. Every doubt is a sign you're doing something new. They said you won't last. You said, watch me. You turned rejection into redirection. They sighed, you're too different. You said, exactly. Keep going until it becomes fans. They sighed, ULL, never win. You said, watch me rise. You don't need to be perfect. Just persistent. They sighed, UD, give up. You didn't. They said you can't make a difference. You already did. You turned pain into purpose. They sighed you, re-wasting time. You said, I'm investing it. They said it's over. You said it's just starting. Keep shining until they ask how you did it. They said you can't win that fight. You said, watch me conquer. Be unstoppable. That's the best answer. They said you can't build it. You said, just did. Let your journey inspire the next believer. They said you can't. That's exactly why you will. They said you can't start over. You said, watch me rebuild. Every time they doubt, your fire grows. They said you Rechasing the impossible. You said, exactly. Keep proving that small steps create big changes. They said you, not special. You became exceptional. Your success story will silence every doubt. They said you're too quiet. You said, my results will speak. The best way to respond is to keep rising. They said you can't make them proud. You made yourself proud. You turned you can't into I did. They said your dream was too big. You said, just big enough for me. Don't explain your vision to small minds. They sighed, you, re-wasting your time. You said, I'm building my future. You didn't wait for approval. You created your chance. They said you won't make it far. You said, I'll go beyond. You are stronger than their limits. They sighed, you're redreaming too loud. You said, good, now you hear me. You don't follow their rules. You write your own. They said you won't last a week. You lasted a lifetime. They said you can't. You smiled and did it anyway.